welcome back to Origami Twist. Today's video is actually a little bit different than I usually do. I have created my first crafting tag video. And basically a tag video, if you haven't seen one already, is when you answer a bunch of questions related to a certain topic, and then you tag a whole bunch of other YouTubers to also do that tag. To also answer the questions. Hopefully some of you will respond. I'm going to send you messages in your inbox, and I'll also put links to all of the channels that I've tagged down below so you can go and check them out and yeah, tell them I sent you. Okay, so here are the questions. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't been tagged in this but you make YouTube videos, please feel free to do it and let me know either in the comments below that you've done it or message me on the YouTube messaging, and yeah, I'd love to watch your video. Okay, Origami Twist Get to Know Me Tag Craft Edition. Number 1, who or what is your biggest crafting influence? Now, I'm going to answer that in two ways. The first one, my biggest crafting influence as far as a person goes, I don't have any specific person, but I do love the fashion industry and how creative and right-brained the fashion designers tend to be. Now, I'm not the most fashionable person in how I dress, but I take a lot of influence from their creative process, I guess you could say. As far as what is my biggest crafting influence, I would have to say just nature in general, being out in you know, this universe, this wonderful place that God created, and all of the different you know, beautiful plants and trees and flowers, and it's just really amazing, and I glean a lot of influence from just being outdoors in nature. Okay, number 2. What is your favorite type of craft? And I put, yes, you can pick more than one, because we all know that as crafters, many of us have more than one favorite. Now, I would have to say that my number 1 favorite is paper crafts, and especially origami. Obviously, I've got a channel devoted to it, but I think partly that's because it is a very achievable, a very doable sort of craft for lots and lots of people, and I think that's important, you know, that we can all sort of access our creative abilities through an art form, and paper craft is definitely one of those. I also am going to pick more than one because I am a fiber head all the way around. I love crafting, I love crocheting, I love knitting, I love tatting, and all the cross-stitching, all sorts of fiber-related stuff as well. So if I had to pick between all of the options, I'd pick fiber crafts in general and paper crafts. Number 3, oh no, the desert island question. If you had to limit your entire craft stash to one carry-on size bag, what would be in it? So I would have a stack of plain white paper about this high, right? Probably A4, but if not A4, it would be square, because square is the basic for me. Then I'd have 5 or 6 basic colors, or you know what? I'd have one of every color of the rainbow, as well as white and black in stamp pads and small tubes. Yeah, stamp pads. I think I'd go stamp pads. Maybe acrylic paint. Oh, that's tough. No, I'm going to use acrylic paint, and then I would use my surroundings for application. So I'd use like leaves and branches and things to use as ways to decorate the paper in order to get them, you know, decorated. I'd also bring a package of either markers or colored pencils, something like that, with a sharpener so that I could decorate in that way as well. I think you can get a lot out of that. Now, at the same time, I would have at least a sweater's worth or several scarves worth of yarn, and the go-to one would be, of course, size 8 circular needles, and circular knitting needles, and a size H crochet hook. Yeah, pair of scissors, obviously, and maybe a paper trimmer. That would come in really handy as well. Oh, and several rolls of double stick tape. Okay, that should all fit in a carry-on, right? Hopefully. Oh boy, I hope that never happens. Okay, number 4. You want to craft but need some inspiration. Where do you go and or who do you turn to in order to find some? I would say definitely, hands down, no question asked, Pinterest. I find Pinterest to be very helpful in that regard, and it sort of aggregates everything into one place. So Pinterest is definitely number 1. If I couldn't go on the internet, I would either go to the library and look through all kinds of old crafting books, or I would just go out in nature. I'd go out in the bush or down to the beach and just soak in the world, you know. I think that's the easiest answer. Number 5. Which do you prefer, crafting alone or crafting in a group? For example, scrapbooking or knitting group and or going to a retreat for crafting. I would have to say that if it's about invention and creation and coming up with new ideas, I definitely like crafting alone with the door shut and all by myself. I just find I concentrate better. But when it's about, like the group dynamic, I love being around my friends and family and that sort of thing. So I love my Monday night scrapbooking group, and I think a retreat would be fun to go to as well. So a bit of everything. Oh dear. I created this question and I can't decide. Oh no. Number 6, do you have a specific style? Do you like a bit of everything, or are you somewhere in between when it comes to craft? Well, I would have to say definitely to label my style is very easy. Classic, sophisticated, elegant, and simple. I like it to be clean lines, very pretty, maybe a dash here and a dash there of texture, but very simple. Now with that said, I do enjoy like teabag folding with lots of pattern, but again, you'll find that the designs that I create out of that are very streamlined. So yeah, that would be my style. I like observing other people's styles though too, so I like to pull from other things, but for the most part, that's my style. Number 7, favorite color or 3? I think purple and peach at the moment are my 2 favorites. Especially like a French lavender kind of purple. I like the 2 together. I don't know if it clashes or not, but I enjoy it. So purple and peach. I also like neutrals as well. I think neutrals with a pop of color is very effective, or can be very effective. Favorite go-to. Do you have a favorite technique that you prefer? I would say definitely, if I'm gonna make a card or something, I would immediately go straight towards teabag folding. I love it. I think it's very effective, very pretty, lots of color, but very simple designs, which is very, how many times can I say very? Which is great. I enjoy that. I also tend to go towards simple designs in knitting and crochet, and very, very complicated designs in cross-stitching. Not sure what that's all about, but there we are. And a couple of non-craft related ones. Number 9, favorite food and or drink. I am a coffee and tea drinker, hands down, not together, but but if I'm gonna pick a drink, I would pick coffee or tea typically, or a glass of water has its merits, that's for sure. Favorite food. You're gonna laugh at this. Well, you might not laugh, but it's weird. Beet greens with a little bit of butter and salt and pepper, steamed. Love, 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 love. Oh, I also love macarons, those French ones with the little biscuits and then the cream in the middle. Yum. Okay, number 10. If you could have an all-expense paid trip to anywhere on the planet, where would you go and why? Okay, number 1, I would visit my family in the States. Obviously. I live in Australia, which is very far away from the northeastern part of the States where I'm originally from, so I would go there first. But if that wasn't an option, let's see, I would go to Disney World. And not to ride the rides and things, but more Disney World in Orlando, the one in Orlando. We used to go there as a kid, and as a creative, fairly left-right brained person. I'm a very analytical person who loves the right brain, different ideas thing. I really appreciate Walt Disney's creative abilities, and honestly, he's probably one of the people that inspires me as well. He just his drive to make things happen in a big way, as well as just the detail that the Disney Imagineers have put into everything that they do, their movies, their theme parks, all of it. If you ever have a chance to go, especially as an adult, go and check it out. It is amazing. So that's it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and like the video if you enjoyed it. And please leave a comment below, especially if you decide to do this as a video response. We'd love to come and visit your channel and check it out. All right, guys, thank you again, and we'll see you tomorrow for Daily December number 6. See ya.